Hi everybody, I hope you guys are having a good week. Today we're going to be talking about value again. Can you guys notice the theme? And we're going to talk about you have value even when you're grieving. So last week we talked about how we have value even when we're at our lowest points. But there are many things that we grieve. We grieve loss of loved ones and pets and friendships and situations and lifestyles, jobs. Grief doesn't just mean death. Grief can happen when life changes. And it's when life changes a lot, even if it's good change, that we can get really reflective and maybe get a little bit more teary or anxious or overwhelmed. And all that's really, really normal. It's just we don't really put that word, grief, with things that change. So recently we lost our dog, Dingo. He was almost 17. I had him since I was in high school, and he's been my buddy forever. And we have another dog, Thea. She's a Westie. She's very cute. But when Dingo died, I wasn't here. My husband wasn't here. We were actually quarantined because we got COVID in another country. And it was really hard. It's hard not to say that you were there. And anyway, when we got back, I was a wreck. Like, I'll be honest. And my mom said, "We're going to get Fia back to you. I think you need her." And I was really worried that I wouldn't be a good dog mom to her because I was just so lost in my own grief. And it was so great having her back, and we just snuggled and cuddled, and we have these little games we play, and she just would be by me, and she could tell when I was getting sad, and I could tell when she was getting sad, and we just had these little moments. But together we had to grieve Dingo. He had been part of my life for a long time and part of her life the whole time. And it was really hard. It was really hard to show up to work. It was really hard to show up with friends. And I knew it would be good for me to see people and be around the people I care about in my life. But I had parts of me that just didn't feel like I was good enough because I was so sad, or felt like I would be overwhelming to others. But actually the opposite happened. I found value in those connections, and I saw how important Dingo was to not only our family, but the other people in our lives. And if you are watching this and you had the opportunity to meet Dingo, you'll know everybody loved Dingo. He's this little guy, and he's very cute and so lovely. But having experienced that recently, I just been thinking how we just feel like nobody's going to want to be around us if we're sad. And that's not true. That's usually when we need people the most. We need people to share memories and say kind things and talk about how hard loss is. So you have value when you're grieving. You have value when you've lost or life has changed. And don't forget that. You will find more life connecting and telling yourself you're worthy of connection even when you're very sad and confused, than telling yourself, "I'm just too much. My grief is too much." Because that's actually going to make you more sad. It's going to make you feel more stuck. So I hope that you can take this. And I just want to acknowledge, if you're feeling sad and life has happened, there's been a loss, a big change, name it. Name it as grief. You're grieving the loss of the house, the friendship, the new setting, the new job. It's okay. We have to grieve the things that we care about. My therapist once told me that grief is a really big sign that there is so much love. And grief is just a way of showing love, but it's got nowhere to go. It can't go to that person. So we have to kind of get it out into the world. And that's okay. All right, guys, I will see you next week. I hope you have a great week. Bye.